Hi there. This is a little bit off brand, but I thought given the recent news around NEET, the systemic failure and whatnot, I was reminded of a few things and I thought I'd talk about it. So I'm a 2013 OG NEET aspirant. And if anyone remembers 2013 NEET, it was a major disaster. Memes the har jagah. And this video is a little bit about how I started at NEET and then ended up becoming a speech language therapist. So yeah, I did the usual things, okay? 10th tak ICSE, got great marks in my 10th boards, did 11th and 12th. In CBSE, got good marks. Sat for PMT, didn't clear, dropped a year, went to Kota, Allen, सब किया. हर क्लास बोर्ड पे लिखा होता था 2013 नीट होगा मेरा, and did the whole shebang, okay? So tick, 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 tick. And then sat for NEET. And spoiler alert, I did not qualify NEET. I did not end up becoming a doctor. But NEET के results के ऊपर जितनी भी discussion हुई on how like seats were vacant, proper system nahi tha in place and all that. And at that point in time, after NEET's failure and then deciding what to do next, typically bola jata hai, it's okay, give another try, right? But I decided not to, because for me personally, I knew I had given it my all. Abhi wo nahi hua because maybe I wasn't good enough, maybe the system wasn't set properly, maybe some X factor, but that was it for me. It was a very sad time, because when you work so hard for something and then it just doesn't happen, of course it makes you sad. But right now I look back and I feel like I'm so happy that I decided to move on. Especially looking at the news right now, where the system just keeps failing its students over and over. And I decided to move on. And so speech language therapy was my plan B. Um, and yeah, just going into this video, my advice will not be for people who are like वो TVF के aspirant वाले, like no plan B type, जिन्हें सिर्फ और सिर्फ डॉक्टर बनना है. Not applicable to those. I have a few friends like that. Shout out to Anki and Chinky, जो हम स्कूल जाने से पहले they had decided कि उन्हें डॉक्टर बनना है. So cheers to those guys. Kudos to you. Keep trying, and I hope you succeed. And hopefully NEET gets sorted. But for everyone else who's like me, जिन्होंने सब किया and now they're just really tired and thinking, what should we do next? Speech language therapy is an awesome career. I'm happy with where I am, and I thought I'll talk a little bit about speech language therapy. So I help people. I don't do life-saving surgeries, medical attention kind of thing. Yeah, that's for doctors, and I have huge respect for them. So not doctor, not life-saving, but life-building. So imagine a person going into a hospital on their worst day. Okay, maybe an accident, maybe a stroke, maybe head and neck cancer. And the doctors do the important work of saving their life. And then we come in, we rebuild the life. Okay, so rehabilitation professionals are speech language therapists. So most of my videos are around pediatrics because that's my area of interest, working with childhood communication disorders. But you can also be a medical SLPs, and med SLPs mainly work in hospital setups. They work with individuals who have had a stroke and they've lost language functions, यानी बात नहीं कर पा रहे. Maybe उनके muscles में weakness है, that's dysarthria. Maybe उनके brain में post stroke the language areas were affected, so they could have aphasia, Wernicke's, Broca's aphasia, different kinds of aphasia, right? So you work with them. Maybe post radiation head and neck surgery, that's cancer radiation. वो खा नहीं पा रहे, or maybe they have to undergo laryngectomy, जिसमें larynx का एक part dissect किया जाता है, or maybe total laryngectomy, and then you have to rehabilitate for communication. Like if you're missing the voice box, the larynx, how do you communicate? So learning to use an electrolarynx, or talking through a tracheostoma. Yeah, there's lots to learn in the medical field. You can also work with older adults when we think about neurological degenerative disorders like dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, because you lose the ability to talk, communicate, memories, and also feeding and swallowing. So speech language therapists work with language, communication, and feeding and swallowing disorders as well. Um, so yeah, there's so many areas that you can work on. Um, and you get to help people. It's a very rewarding profession. I personally love that I don't ever have to do 48-hour emergency duties like my doctor friends. That's a personal bonus for me. I get to sleep. Um, and this job is AI proof. I can assure you that. Um, because abhi ke jitne bhi AI chats hain, Claude, Gemini, whichever, language learning models, right? वो सीख रहे हैं कि humans की तरह कैसे बात करें. And that's exactly my profession, teaching language. So I can tell you AI is nowhere close to replacing speech language therapists. Plus, we have that human connection that can never be replaced through a chatbot. So very AI-proof future. Globally, it's one of the well-recognized professions. Currently, I'm in New Zealand. I'm practicing as a speech language therapist itself. So yeah, a lot of countries have really good regulations around the profession, good pay scale, if you're good at your job and everything, and qualifying exams again. In India, again, you can work in a clinic, work at a hospital. Main जो बड़ी hospitals हैं, Max, Apollo, Mumbai में Kokilaben Hospital also employs speech language therapists for their head and neck, for feeding and swallowing and all of that adult acquired communication disorder works as well. So lots of scope, lots of potential. How do you study? How do you get the degree? So I have only studied in one institution, so I can only talk about it, but you can go to RCI India ki website and look at all the RCI accredited institutions. So the institute I studied at, it's called All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, AIISH, जो Mysuru में है. Since it's a central government institute, you do have to write an entrance exam for a bachelor's, and then if you want to do master's as well. And the fee structure is quite affordable compared to private universities and degrees. So if finance is a thing for you, you can look at government, central government institutes. And you can also look at other private universities which offer this degree. So yeah, just a little bit of a rant for anyone who might feel stuck, and maybe this video helps you. And I wouldn't change my career choice for anything. I think I'm better suited as an SLP than I would ever be as a doctor. Utna stress nahi ho pata handle. So yeah, if you're someone like me who wanted to be a choreographer or an RJ or a, something and something and something, and then उन्हें बोला गया कि या तो यूपीएससी कर लो या डॉक्टर बन जाओ, and then doctor seemed like the easier option, so you were like ठीक है डॉक्टर बन जाते हैं, and then it didn't work out. And if you're feeling confused, don't lose hope. World is your oyster. There's so much more to learn and grow from. And hopefully we don't see any more sad, depressing news around NEET and young people. So yeah, that was my rant. See ya. Bye.